And many of you sent me this story. You know, being a billionaire. So we're going to talk about. You're a very bright, geeky guy who had a great idea, or 10, and you created a big, multi-billion-dollar business. It doesn't mean you're smart at anything else. And as anybody who's met a member of Mensa or other geeky, intelligent people that can tell you, the vast majority of those people have very little in the way of social skills and don't always make good personal decisions based on social interaction. Here it is. Silicon Valley's richest bachelor is getting married next month. The co-founder of Google Incorporated, Larry Page, whose stake in the Internet search leader is worth about $20 billion, and somebody named Lucy Southworth are tying the knot in a ceremony scheduled for the weekend of December 8th, according to a report published in the San Francisco Chronicle. Page, 34, is following in the footsteps of Google's other founder, Sergey Brin, who married a woman who has way too many consonants in her last name, Anne Wojcicki, I'm guessing. He married Anne Wojcicki 6 months ago in an exclusive ceremony in the Caribbean. The location of Southworth's and Page's wedding was not disclosed. By the way, and if you're a Google shareholder, you might make a note of this. After Brin's wedding, Google, you know what Google did? Google invested $3.9 million in his new wife's biotechnology startup, 23andMe Incorporated. Now understand, Mr. Brin was once a private owner, along with Mr. Page of Google Incorporated. But then at some point in time, they sold stock to the public. That's how they became billionaires. So this is now a publicly traded company. And one of his first moves after getting married was to invest. Is this a conflict of interest? Just asking a question here. Is there something wrong with this? All right? It's a publicly held corporation. And you get married to somebody, and they have a startup company. So your company, the one that you're at and you're the founder of, but many members of the public have invested their personal money in it. You go ahead and say, all right, honey, now I'm going to invest $3.9 million in your company. Doesn't sound right to me. I'm not an investor in Google. Maybe this is one of the reasons why. It says here, Southworth was a biomedical informatics doctoral student at Stanford University, where both Page and Brin were studying as graduate students before leaving to start Google in 1998. Page has been dating Southworth for more than a year. Ooh, more than a year. Ooh. Well, give her $500 million for that. Because if they get divorced, that's probably what she'll get. It says here the invitation list to Page's wedding is expected to include many of Google's current and former employees, as well as San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom. There's a guy who respects holy matrimony. And billionaire Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group. Former Vice President Al Gore, a senior advisor at Google, told the Chronicle he has been invited to the wedding but won't be able to make it because he'll be busy picking up the Nobel Peace Prize at a ceremony in Oslo, Norway. God, that's the greatest excuse of all time. I'd love to come to Thanksgiving, but I'm busy picking up the Nobel Peace Prize. Send my regards, okay? Yes, I'd love to come to your Christmas party, but I'm going to be in Oslo, Norway. Oh, yes, I've got to do a little pickup. Oh, nothing. The Nobel Peace Prize. Said here, by the way, because he did invent the Internet, as we all know, Al Gore said he still hopes to make an appearance at the wedding through video conferencing. You're kidding me, right? Holy cow. Yikes. Now, come on. You may know how to tell people how to find 832,612 mentions of their name on the Internet, pal. But was this really the smartest thing to do? You are a multi-billionaire. Why in the world would you want to get married? Does this make sense? Let me ask you a question. If you were worth $20 billion and you lived in the state of California with community property, would you marry anybody? I mean anybody. I mean, does that make sense to you? You're worth $20 billion and you get married. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care if you're in love. This is $20 billion. And she could end up getting a big piece of that if things don't work out. I mean, this doesn't make any sense at all. Please tell me, would you do this? You came up with the idea for Google. I'm blown away by this. You came up with the idea for Google, and so you meet some chick when you're at school and you start dating her. You're dating her for a year, and you decide, you know what, let's get married. I mean, seriously speaking, would you do it? And granted, you might make $40,000 a year and you work as a mechanic or something. That's fine. You know, maybe you need a roommate. Maybe you need somebody to help you pay the rent. Okay. But you're not. You're the co-founder of Google. Would you take the risk of giving half of that money away? Please, tell me.
Tom Leykis.
What's up, Tom?
Tom Leykis.
You're my boy, man.
800-5800-TOM.
Tom!
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Larry Page, co-founder of Google, worth $20 billion at last check, is getting married. Why? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Kathleen on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, darling. I love you, love your show. Absolutely no way I would get married. No way. Let alone go out with one person at one time.
So, in other words, you're admitting what I've always said, which is that marriage is for poor people. Marriage is for people who need a roommate.
Or convenience, or have to have a name for my, my baby's daddy's name, or whatever. There'd be absolutely no way I would be dating one person or having to pay anybody's bills or have anybody get any part of my money. There is absolutely no way. I'd be having a great old time and buy all those hot dogs.
Yeah, well, but see, then you and I are in agreement that marriage is for poor people who can't afford to pay the rent or would like to split the grocery bill with somebody. But it's not for rich people or smart people. It's just not.
Absolutely. Or convenience. Or you did a subject yesterday about taking care of people taking care of, the other day about people taking care of other people. It's like, I don't need anybody to take care of me. I got money for that. I don't need a man. don't need a man, and if that guy's crazy, let alone be going with one woman. I mean, give me a break. He could have anybody he wants. You have all the punani you wanted. Why settle for just one?
Yep, I agree with you. And again, it proves my point. Marriage is for poor people. Why would a rich person want to get married at this point? By the way, I'm well aware that many very successful, very rich people do get married and have gotten married, and they're clearly thinking with the wrong head. Why would you ever get married if you have lots and lots of money? It makes no sense. With divorce laws the way they are in this country, you'd be insane to want to get married. Marina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, it's Marina.
I just said that.
Yes, okay. Actually, I think he's right to get married because he knows this girl when he was dirt poor. So she liked him back then. And it was
she
really
wasn't
hard
dating?
for
Wait. She wasn't dating him back then.
Apparently, what I read on Google was that they were very good friends. And
But they were not dating. I'm reading you the story. They were not dating.
Yes. But
they've been dating for a year.
Yes, they're dating for a year, but they've been flirting with each other.
I don't care what kind of flirting they were doing. She finally gave him access to her genitalia when he had $20 billion. But
probably he didn't want it access.
Oh, stop it. Oh, please. Oh, come on.
It's good. She likes him.
Again, turn in your testicles if you meet somebody you're attracted to and you don't want access to their genitalia. He's probably busier than ever.
Well, you never know, but the fact is that she was good to him when he was poor.
It doesn't mean he should give her that money.
Well, it doesn't matter because for him, $500 million...
It does matter. Yes, it does. You know, just because you have money doesn't mean it's there to be given to people so they'll love you.
Well, but probably she'll give him kids, and also she's super hot.
I haven't seen a picture of her. Have you seen her?
She's blonde, tall, slim. She looks like a supermodel, but better.
So then he should pay for it because she looks like a supermodel.
Yes.
I see.
Because this supermodel liked him when he was poor.
So therefore, he should pay for that.
Not pay for it. Just spend his life with her. Why not? He will have beautiful children, definitely. With her DNA, they will be absolutely gorgeous.
So he should pay for that?
Not pay for it. He's not paying for it. He's getting married.
But getting married means you are paying to get somebody to love you.
No, probably she loves him anyway. I mean, he's an adorable guy. He's not handsome, but he's...
But that's not the point. When you get $20 billion, you can have sex with anyone you want to. And then you never actually have to put out. You never have to give them any money.
But she liked him before he was rich. That is the...
We don't know how much she liked him because they've only been dating for a year, in the era in which he had $20 billion.
But apparently they know each other for way too long back when he was...
It doesn't matter. I don't care how long I know somebody. It doesn't entitle to even $500 million. No.
Well, everybody's entitled of an opinion, but I think he's doing the right thing because at the end of the day, every woman will use him these days because he's...
Oh, so therefore he should be used by someone who's attractive rather than be used by somebody else. Well, I'm glad you admit that every woman is out there to use men with money. Thank you for admitting that.
No, I'm not admitting that.
You just did.
No, I'm just saying that there is a slight chance that this girl actually liked him and they had some kind of a connection before he was rich.
I don't care if they had a connection before. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Well, you know, everybody has an opinion, but I think he's doing the right thing. And even if you lose $500 million along the way, it's worth it. At least he'll learn from his mistakes. By the way, those teeth on that chick, she's showing a lot of gum. The gums? Well, she's cute. She's hot.
You just said she was a supermodel. There's no supermodel with a mouth like that.
Actually, Polina Purishkova, she's a very old supermodel, but she had the big gums, too. You know, sometimes
the big gums.
She really looks good.
Again, you're saying she looks good for a geek like that who has $20 billion.
I think she looks good for everybody. I mean, she's blonde, which is important, especially...
That doesn't look supermodel-like to me.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not saying she's unattractive. She's surprisingly attractive, but I wouldn't say supermodel. I'm looking at her right now on the Internet. I'm not overwhelmed. I'll tell you what, that's not worth half. I want to tell you something. That's not worth $500 million.
Well, you know, everybody has different tastes. You know, when you go and look at
so what you believe is marriage is so that a man can drop $500 million on a chick for bearing his kids. That's great.
Well, everybody has opinion, but it was nice talking to you, and I think he's doing the right thing. I'm
sure it was nice talking to me. Sure it was.
Have a very good night.
All right, darling.
Bye, Tom.
All right. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Javier on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
Do you care?
Yes, I do, Father.
I'm doing great.
Good. Good to hear that. Well, listen, Tom, you said $20 billion?
That's what he's worth.
Oh, my goodness. Are you serious? Like, this guy, he's an idiot, right? I mean, he can have basically any girl he wants, any time of the week. He can have them lined up, and he decides that he wants to settle down with one. And besides, like, he's only known her for over a year. They've been dating for over a year. And most likely, there's a high rate that they're going to get divorced anyway. She's going to take all his money, or most of his money, and he's just an idiot. He's stupid. He's going to lose his money. And why would you want to just give your money away like that?
That's what I'm saying. Marriage is for poor people. It's for poor people who can't afford to pay the rent.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's good for her. I mean, she just didn't get some more money. But for him, he's stupid. That's the worst thing you can do right now, especially when you have $20 billion, or when you're worth $20 billion.
Exactly. If I had $20 billion, I'd let women look at it, smell it, touch it, but never have it.
Exactly. Exactly. You just got to do what you got to do and leave them.
Right.
Move on to the next one, like you always say.
Right.
Exactly, man. I don't know what this guy's thinking, but I just wanted to say that, Tom, because when you said that, I was just going crazy over here.
I'm sure you were, because I know I've been going crazy since all the listeners sent that story in. Aisha on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Oh, my God. I am so sad. I'm so sad by what I'm hearing right now. Like, this is, oh, my goodness. You guys are ridiculous. Like, okay, first of all, marriage does not mean that you're giving away money.
Yes, it does. If you're a man in California, that's what it means.
No, I agree. I agree that in today's society, too many people place emphasis on, let me get married to a rich guy, break up with him, get a divorce, and take his money. But that is today's society. That is not how marriage was intended to be. It was not.
Well, I don't care how it was intended to be. This is how it is today.
Yes, but you know what sucks about it, though, is that not every woman is like that.
It doesn't matter. Most are, and the law allows them and, in fact, encourages them to be like that.
No, but that's not true.
Oh, of course it's true.
I have all of my girlfriends.
No, darling, again, don't bring up the all of my girlfriends excuse. No, because, of course, your girlfriends are like you. It doesn't matter what you and your girlfriends are like. No, what matters is how all the women in the world are and all the women in America are. So and in general, they take advantage of the law, and they take as much as they can get.
No, but what's funny about that is that the finger is always pointed on women, and it's never pointed on men.
Because men don't get big divorce settlements. Other than my hero, Kevin Federline, there's not a lot of guys out there getting big money.
You know what? My hero is Britney Spears.
I mean, do you know why the Kevin Federline story is such a big story? It's man bites dog. Men don't get settlements like that. That's why it's news. Women get settlements like that every day of the week. They don't make the paper.
Right, but you know what's funny is Kevin Federline is a perfect example of a man marrying a woman for money.
But again, why is that news? Women do it every day. Why is that news? It's news because it almost never happens. Don't you understand?
You know what, though? I'm not blaming anyone, but I think the reason why the tides have turned like that, and the reason why our society is like that is because it's a total disillusion of no one has the values anymore of, you know what?
I don't care what the reason is.
No, but what...
I don't care.
But this is what I think, though. How do you solve that? Like,
I'm not in the solving business. I'm in the telling people how to survive with what is business.
But the thing that I think is, what if, let's do a hypothetical, what if she actually is not a gold digger?
Well,
hey,
what if I jumped off the Empire State Building and lived? What if that happened?
No, you know what? People have done
Speaking hypothetically, what if I jumped off the top of the tallest building in downtown Los Angeles?
This is the thing, Tom. That's irrational to say there is no woman like that out here.
I didn't say there is no woman like that. I said there are so few, it's not worth getting married to find them.
No, but, oh, my God. Okay, this is the thing. Marriage is not intended to get married to get money.
That is what it is. That is what it has been turned into, and that is now what it is.
But it's not. And
well, if you love somebody, you don't need to sign a contract. You don't.
No, but it's not a contract.
It is a contract. It is a contract. It is a legal document, yes, and it's enforceable in court like any other legal contract.
Yes, it is a legal document, but this is my point.
It's a contract.
This guy, the Google guy, he could be one of the guys who's actually like, you know what? We don't know his relationship with her.
He's a fool.
No, we don't know.
My opinion is that the guy is a fool.
No, he is not a fool.
Of course he is.
No, I don't think he is. I disagree with that because we don't know either one of them. Honestly, I've never met him.
He's going to have to pay her, even if, by the way, even if they part as friends, he's going to have to pay her money.
Okay, I understand that.
Why should he have to do that?
I don't think he should. To be honest, I agree with that.
But that's how it is. And that is what will happen. If this marriage does not work out, he will have to pay money.
Yes, but I still don't think he is a fool for still wanting to get married.
Of course he is.
I don't. Because you know what? People forget about the fact that there is such a thing. I know it seems crazy in today's world and, oh, my God, who believes in it anymore? But there's a thing called love.
All right, so if you love somebody, why do you need the state of California to put their raised seal on your marriage certificate? Why can't you just love them?
I agree with that.
All right, great. So there's no need to get married, especially if you're the co-founder of Google. You shouldn't be doing it.
No, I think there is still a need to get married.
No, there isn't a need to get married. What is the need?
Because I don't...
Okay, because women need money. Lots and lots of money. That's why there's a need.
No, there's not a need. I think it's like the dedication and I don't know, the comfort of being married.
What comfort? Anybody can get divorced. There is no guarantee in being married.
There is no guarantee.
Getting divorced is easy. That's why you don't need a marriage, because if getting divorced is easy, you don't need to get married.
I think you do need a marriage. Like, I am...
Why?
I don't know. Okay, I'm single right now. I honestly cannot wait to find someone that I can spend the rest of my life with and call my husband. I think it would be great.
Well, I understand that, but the thing is that whether you decide to take the money you're entitled to under the law or not, finding a husband means you will have found somebody who's agreeing to give you money.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes.
Not true.
Oh, yes.
I don't even, but the thing is, there are women out here who do not take that into consideration, like myself.
Fine, but guess what? There's very few of them. Just like Man Bites Dog occasionally, or Kevin Federline is a man who gets money from a woman, which is like, wow, that never happens. But it's rare. If it were not rare, it would not be a story in the newspaper.
No, it is rare, but the thing is...
So that's my point. The fact that it happens occasionally doesn't mean it happens regularly, and therefore it isn't even worth discussing.
But you know what I think also? I think the reason why you have so many women that are out here getting with guys and they're automatically expecting a divorce, you know, like sometime within the next, I don't know, how long do people stay married now? Like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is a long time. It's because of the fact, I think, that men have also devalued marriage.
Marriage has no value. It is a contract to give women money.
I think no. I think the reason why I think the reason why women have been, a lot of the women in society have been driven to being, you know, quote unquote gold diggers, is the fact that when you're around men, and no guy wants to get married automatic. They just don't. It's not in your DNA. Human beings are animals. Men just want to have sex. That's what it boils down to.
Men just want to have sex. I told you that's going to be my song, to the tune of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. That's right.
It should be a song. No, it should be a song.
Should be a song. I want women to understand, because you know what? If we sang it as a song, women would start to understand that that's the reality.
No, that is the reality.
I'm not much of a singer, but we're going to find listeners who can perform that song.
But you know what's sad, though, Tom? I'll tell you what's sad. It's sad that is the sad truth.
I don't care how sad. It's the sad truth. Therefore, it's the truth. And if it's the truth, then men have to deal with what is, not what should be, could be, would be, ought to be.
Right. But the thing is,
forget it. We have to deal with what is, and what is getting married means giving women money.
I disagree.
I don't care if you're one of the infinitesimal exceptions like Kevin Federline on the other side. It doesn't matter.
Right. But the thing is, Tom, I feel like women still, but there are women who still, the reason why women deny that men only want sex, like we deny it to the bear, we'll deny it to the grave, is because we still have that foolish naivete that tells us, you know what, maybe I can find a guy that's different. Maybe he can be focused and get married to me and, hey, actually stay married. And, hey, maybe it's not about money. Maybe it's about two people actually coming together and building a life.
But the point is, if it doesn't work out, women get money, lots of money.
But that's not true.
Yes, it is true. It is true. It is true. You can say, I don't want the money, I'm not interested in the money, don't give me the money, don't talk to me about it. You can say that. But the law allows you to get lots and lots of money, and the vast majority of women take what they can get.
No, they do.
Oh, no, they don't. Oh, they do. So you just admitted it's true. So there's nothing left. No, there's nothing left to argue. Listen to me, dear. There's nothing left to argue. You just admitted that what I'm saying is true, that the vast majority of women take and take and take. Yes, marriage should be all about love and it should be all about romance, but it's not. It's about money. Lots and lots of money. Ask any divorce attorney and he'll tell you.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
La, 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 la.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. You're a pussy.
Hey, thanks. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM, the co-founder of Google, Larry Page, worth about $20 billion, is getting married on December 8th, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. Why would a guy with $20 billion in California get married? I mean, does this make any sense to you at all? And this is clearly somebody who needs 101. There's no doubt about it. You know, you see these guys. Kobe Bryant was one example. No prenup. All the other ones we've talked about on this program. Why? Marriage is when you're in college and you got no money and the two of you are going to put into the pot to pay the rent. And even then, I don't recommend it to guys, but come on, it makes a lot more sense for poor people who are planning on breeding than it does for rich guys with billions of dollars or even millions of dollars. Are you kidding me? Adam on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much.
Dude, I totally agree with you. This guy is a complete idiot. I mean, with $20 million, man, you should not be marrying anybody. I mean, you should be just going to different countries, going wherever you wanted to go, bang who you want to bang, you know, and just the only thing you have to worry about is having an ice pack, you know. And
some penicillin.
Yeah, really. But to even further your story, and especially goes back to that last girl who sounded like she had a gigantic mouth who just doesn't shut up, look at the stories that are in the news right now. Heather Mills going after Paul McCartney. They offered her $100 million and she turned it down. Look at Michael Jordan. Didn't his wife just get like $150, $160 million?
$168 million, I believe.
So don't tell me that, oh, no, they're not going to go after the money. It is a complete load. She is probably, most likely, when they get divorced, because it's going to happen, she'll probably go down in history of having one of the richest settlements. She is going to just back the Brinks truck up.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, the guy is a complete fool. It's just, you know.
There is 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Oren, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. First-time caller, long-time listener. How you doing?
Great.
I just wanted to point something out. You made a comment earlier about people that maybe would be concerned about, you know, if these guys broke up, you know, how the company would go because she'd be entitled to half his money. One thing that article actually does not mention, that if you do a little bit more research, is that they do have a prenup. And, in fact, the co-founders of Google do not have salaries. Their salaries are $1, and they get paid strictly in stock options. And none of their stock options are going to be available as settlement resources if they do get divorced.
What if they receive stock options after they get married?
None of Google's stock is open to like negotiating the settlement for divorce.
So what does she get?
Whatever other side investments he has, if he owns a house, you know, anything else, you know, that is not tied directly to the assets of the company, she'd be entitled to half of that.
I think if you've got that, by the way, what is he going to buy? A $20 million house?
Oh, I'm not saying that she's not going to walk away with a lot of money. I just wanted to make.
You're saying it won't be the of time or estate planning or whatever. If he sells the stock and it goes into their joint bank account with the checks with the cute little puppy dogs and kitty cats on it, then that's half her. But that's my point.
No, I totally agree with you.
I mean, whether she gets the stock as stock or whether she gets the stock after it's cashed in, a lot of that's going to find its way into her bank account.
Yeah, but then the stock will go back to the shareholders. It's my point that I'm trying to raise. I'm not trying to say that he's making a wise choice in any way. I'm just trying to make the point that, you know, if these guys get divorced, it's not like tomorrow she's going to get, like if he owns 50% of Google, she's not going to get a quarter
That's
of
true.
Google.
Well, you make a good point, and you're absolutely right. That's true. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Sandra on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Tom?
I'm great, Sandra.
Well, I agree with you 1,000%. If I had $20 billion, I don't care how hot of a guy was to walk into my front door. I don't care how big his thing was. There's no way I would marry him. And I think this guy's a fool. The last guy had a good point, but if they get divorced, she can make him sell his stock and get the money, like you said. Once it's turned into cash, she can get a piece of it. And if you think about it, after, it's funny that you're talking about this today because this morning the Entertainment News headline read, Michael Jordan is giving his wife $168 million in a divorce settlement. I mean, with all these headlines in Hollywood and it's like record-breaking and all these things, I feel uneasy thinking, you know, I have all this money and somebody's going to take me for a ride. Even if she gets people would do that, especially with prenup or, you know, with, you know, a bad prenup. I don't understand how LeBron James got married at years old and has 2 kids already. Kobe Bryant has no prenup. That's why these girls stay with them, just like Michael Jordan's wife did, because they've had problems for years, because they know sooner or later they're going to cash in, and they're going to break the bank with that big check they're going to take to the bank.
I think you're absolutely right, Sandra, and I thank you for that. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Fran on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Father.
Hello, son.
Dino is my uncle right now. He just got me a free beer at a bar in Hermosa.
How did that happen?
He told me to ask. This girl, this little blonde named Tessa, I believe. So I'm going to try that out on Saturday.
Very nice.
About this guy, one, he's an idiot for getting married, having so much money.
Just tell him Dino sent you.
And also, he's also an idiot because even if this guy was poor, who gets married after 1 year of being with a girl?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's an idiot.
And even if you're going to get married after 1 year, about 5 years.
Yeah, or just never.
Or never. Never is my preference, yes.
Also, Tom, this is off the topic. A little while ago, you were saying you were looking for an assistant. Is that open still?
Yes. And you have to have you have to be at least a 34D.
I thought you said no women.
No. Oh, you mean working at the studio? No. We're not looking for anybody at the studio.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you need a personal assistant.
A personal assistant doesn't work at the studio.
Okay.
It's personal.
Okay, but all right. That's for ladies only?
They work at my home. Well, no, I'm not allowed to say that. I'll just advertise that we're looking at, it's an equal opportunity position. But then when people get here, and find out what kind of position it is, I think most of the men will turn it down.
All right. Well, can you take me out Kobe style, Tom?
I certainly can.
Oh.
This is about us. She's so special to me. You're a beat to my heart. You're the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
And remember, new clothes sold separately.
Just ask for Dina. Get your free beer. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Just amazing. Let's go to Athena on line 1. Athena, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I actually never listened to Tom I've never listened to you till recently. And actually, today's the first time I listened to you from the beginning, and I think it is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
Well, the subject you're talking about right now.
What about it?
It's just funny that you guys are agreeing that he is an idiot, and I agree he is an idiot. But then again, that woman did not put a gun to his head.
Oh, no one's blaming the woman. I am blaming the guy for being stupid enough, and that's my opinion of him. He's just plain stupid. I don't care if he came up with Google. The guy was stupid to agree to get married. You got $20 billion. There's nobody getting married to you.
Exactly. Good for her. I mean, who's the one benefiting out of it? And, I mean, why do people get so upset? I mean...
I think most people are upset at the woman. I think they're upset at him for what we consider to be a stunning lack of judgment. Thanks for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.